Welcome back, Hobby Homesteaders. Lucas here, and we have all of the framing done for our garage build. So we are getting ready to start metal. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting everything set up, measured out. All the metal is actually already cut to length for the roof, and that's where we're going to start. So we're probably going to start on the back side. We probably won't get a whole lot done tonight, and it's supposed to rain Friday and Saturday. So it may be a slow process, but we're gonna get to work on it. Now, I am not just an enormous fan of heights, so we've done this project kind of the hard way, I guess. You know, when we put our purlins on, we still use the scaffolding, and we worked off of it from down below and just fed them up one at a time instead of getting up there and walking on it, because I'm not a big fan of that. And as far as the metal goes, I don't know if we'll be able to get by with that, putting the metal on. We may for some of it, or maybe be able to put some of the screws in from down on the scaffolding or whatever. But I got me a good pair of shoes to walk on the metal, and so hopefully that'll work out pretty good. But yeah, this project has come together really good. I'm real happy with the whole kit that we got from DNR Metal in Wirtland, Kentucky, and they order through Graber Post. So this is a Graber Post building kit. But yeah, real happy with the way the structures come together. So going to be real excited when we get it all enclosed, and then we can get some concrete poured. Can't wait to get to work in it. So I like to pre-drill my metal so that it's easier to put the screws in, and I've tried using the chalk line and several different things, and the chalk line works, but you've got to stretch it across each one every 2 or 3 sheets of metal, because you can only drill through about 3 sheets of metal at a time, and it doesn't seem to work that great. So I decided to try something a little bit different this time. So I've got me a 2x4 that's cut the length of the metal, and I took it up there and test fit it so that I could get my overhang right and make sure that everything was going to line up the way I needed it to. And then I marked the center of each of my purlins on the board. And so now I'm just going through with a square and finishing up my lines so that these are all the way around the 2x4, so that all I have to do is throw it down on top of my top piece of metal that I'm getting ready to drill, and drill right next to the line on each section. So we'll see how well this works. When you get down to this bottom one, you'll want to put your hand and pull these together, because it'll just push it down and you'll mess up the metal. And also, you want to be careful, because doing 4 sheets is really, 3 sheets is normally the max, because you'll get your blade pinched and or your drill bit pinched and it'll break off. So you want to make sure these won't be so bad, but when you get over to the edge, it'll want to push the bottom one down. So you got to squeeze them together as you go down through there to make sure it doesn't pinch your drill bit. Caden, come on down. All right, guys, well, we got 1 sheet shy of a quarter of the roof. put on tonight. So I feel like that's pretty good. We got our plan together and it worked pretty well. So metal's running pretty good. So yeah, making progress. We probably won't get to do anything for the next couple of days. And we got a windy rainstorm coming in. So we're gonna stack some lumber on these sheets of metal so they don't blow away. And hopefully those stay intact until we get everything all buttoned up. Anyway, hang with us. All right, evening 2 of roofing the garage. So this is what you accomplish when you get about an hour, hour and a half each evening to put a roof on your garage. So we're gonna try to get 3 or 4 sheets put on tonight. It's gonna be a scramble because we're also dealing with rain. And obviously I can't get on the roof if it's wet. So yeah, I may not be able to do a whole lot with that. So we'll see. Hopefully this works out and we get a little bit done anyway. All right, guys, we're gonna call it a night on the roofing. We didn't work very long, probably only about 45 minutes, but we got 3 sheets put on there, and it's supposed to be more rain coming here in any minute, so I didn't figure there was any sense in getting up there with any more of them. But we got the next set drilled. That's 4 more sheets, and then half the roof will be done. All right, so it is late Sunday afternoon, almost Sunday evening. We had early services this afternoon, so I got home in just enough daylight to maybe get a few sheets of metal on. So I'm gonna go ahead and try that. We've got 4 sheets that are pre-drilled already. So we're gonna try to get those stuck, and that way we'll have the back half of the roof on. And I think we've got 3 clear evenings this week where it's not gonna rain, where hopefully we can finish the front half. So let's see how we do. So that's half the roof down. Cameron's putting the last 4 screws in the bottom there. We, of course, measurements come out just perfect. The building come out good and square, dead straight down the far side, which is nice to see. So, come along real good. All right, so it is Monday afternoon. I always am in a mad scramble to get home from work so I can get an hour or 2 of work in. And we've got 6 sheets of metal that Cameron drilled and got ready to go. So we are going to try to get half of the front half of metal on. So if we can get these 6 sheets on tonight, I can get him to drill 6 more tomorrow, and we'll get those on and we'll be done with the roof. So that's the plan. All right, so we must be getting better at this because we got 6 sheets up in less than an hour, about 45 minutes. So we did pretty good tonight, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop with 6 sheets because we don't have any more drilled tonight, and my neighbor asked me to come up and give him a hand. He's working on a cattle trailer, so worked out good, freed me up so I can go help him out, so we're gonna take care of that. I thought while I had him in here, I would just mention that part of how I'm handling getting up on the roof is I went and bought a new pair of shoes just for roofing. My son come in with a new pair of Vans for church, and I looked at the soles of them, and I thought, man, those would be great for getting up on a roof. They'd be good and sticky. So I bought a brand new pair, and I only put them on when I get up on the scaffolding and use it on the roof, and I take them off before I come down and get anything on them. So I'm keeping them good and clean. So y'all can laugh at me for being that scared, but I'm that scared. All right, guys, well, this is the last night on the roof, and I'm coming to you from up here on my phone because I brought my GoPro out here and the battery was dead. For some reason, it didn't charge. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But the reason I am shooting in this direction and showing you what's behind me is because there is something back there invading my farm view. They are building something over there in the field between me and the Angus cattle farm across the street. And that'll be the subject of an upcoming video down the road, so keep an eye out for that. But for tonight, we're gonna get the last 6 sheets of metal on the roof, and then we'll be ready for doing the wall. All right, everybody. We have a roof on the garage, which is pretty exciting. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't get the camera set up like I wanted. I actually planned to take the GoPro and set it up on the roof and watch us finishing up the last bit of it, but the GoPro went dead on me, so I had to charge it. So it is what it is. Anyway, we got the last sheets of metal on. Everything worked out real good. Like I said before, the building come out pretty close to square. Everything's real good. I mean, we got good straight lines down the front here, and we got good straight lines down the side over here. Probably can't see that, but came out just almost dead perfect down through there. Yeah, we got all the roof on. Now I will tell you, we did have one minor little faux pas. As you can see, there are 2 screws in that little rib right there, and we actually, the last 6 sheets of metal that Cameron drilled, he drilled them on the wrong side of the rib. So not the end of the world, but you know, you need the screw over next to the edge to hold the next rib down. So we just drilled an extra hole and put an extra screw in each one. So each sheet of metal got 2 screws down one channel. Not anything you're really going to spot from the ground. It's not anything that's going to cause any leaks or anything like that. So no big deal. It's, you live and learn, and you know, I'm proud of him for getting out here and working with me. He's doing a good job. He's worked real hard, and honestly, I couldn't have built a building like this by myself. So yeah, I'm real excited to be able to do the work with him, and I'll be excited to get in the garage and start working on cars and stuff with him after that. So anyway, just thought I'd share that. All in all, everything's going really well, and we are making our plans to start putting the walls up. I think tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up my exterior door that goes in the side there. That way I'll be able to put the J-channel around it, and we'll trim out these doors here, and then we'll be ready to start putting on the sides. So won't be long, we'll have an enclosed building here. So I appreciate y'all watching. Hope you're enjoying the process. Be sure and come back, and we'll finish the process of putting the metal on the walls, and then we'll move on to the inside. We'll do some wiring, do some insulation. Eventually we're going to do some concrete, and we may even do that work. I've never poured concrete before. I've been talking to some friends that do it, so if I can recruit enough help that is willing to jump in there and help me do it, then we may even tackle that part of the project. So stick with us. Thank y'all for watching.